Benny and Janice, you started El Pozo de Vida, and they are great friends of Danya and I personally, part of the church in Mexico City, and they're friends of the Houston Vineyard now. You guys have been up here. You both spoke on a Sunday. Janice has led some prayer training. Why don't you share, Benny, a little bit about what the sort of the overarching thing things that El Pozo does, and then we'll jump into our four questions.
Okay. So just very briefly, well, first of all, thank you for this conversation that we're having. But first of all, and very briefly, El Pozo de Vida, we fight human trafficking in three major areas in prevention, intervention, and restoration. We have 10 programs that are in those areas. Last year, we reached over 50,000 beneficiaries. And we're really happy to be a part of the Houston Vineyard family.
Yeah, and you guys have been doing this. When did you guys officially launch?
We officially launched over 10 years ago, and so yeah, we've been here close to 14 years now, or more.
Yeah,
Something like that.
it's a long time. It's a crazy long time. Okay, so we're asking these four questions of everybody we're talking about, all of our partners around the world and locally. And in light of pandemic, and so I'll ask you the first one: what have been the challenges for you guys as a ministry? And like you said, 10 programs, over 50,000 people directly impacted last year. What are the challenges in pandemic?
Well, with the pandemic and the shutdown and stay-at-home orders, there were certain things that changed within the landscape as far as how we reach, our beneficiaries. And so the red light districts, where we have our community center and other programs where we reach not only women but also the men, it gave us like an opportunity to be able to shift how we provide. So there was, of course, food scarcity because things got shut down. So along with the church, we've given out over 30 tons of food during this pandemic, and which then opened conversations for us to have with the women. And so we started employing some of them, and they were making the face masks, scarves, bags, the face masks that, they're in, would you say over 9 vineyards in the Houston area?
Yeah, yeah. If you guys are coming in and you don't have a mask, or if you'd like a fancy one, we have them, and they
Yeah.
were made by the women in the red light district in Mexico City.
Yeah. And so, which then allowed us to have another conversation with the women, like, hey, is this where do you want to, like, do you feel like this is going to be a long term for you? You want to come back? And overwhelmingly, the women are saying no, they don't want to come back. And so we've.
And so, like, when you say come back, you're saying go back into prostitution, essentially,
Right.
at the end of pandemic. And that sort of goes into the second question, which what are the gifts? And so, like, if I'm understanding, you're having conversations with these women that you would have never had without pandemic,
Yeah.
about their dreams and their future. There's opportunities that you've been able to present to them that mark a difference in their lives, and then change actually the direction of it out of pandemic.
Exactly. And like a couple of years ago, I kind of, I've dreamt of this like idea of being able to put together like a micro enterprise kit, like to kind of what we'll call them dream kits, and give them all of the resources and the stuff they need to basically start their own businesses. And it would be tailored to them, what they want to do, and then provide them the therapy and everything, as well as, financial training, bookkeeping, and so on and so forth, so that they can, have a way out. But, those conversations were hard to have without the pandemic. And then this happens, and then we can have those real conversations. So we've launched 3 women on this pilot program, and they're actually women that want to sign up. There's a whole list of women that are waiting on a waiting list to get in on this program. And so we've launched these 3 women. One woman set up a small, like a mini grocery store. One set up a men's clothing store, and another a women's clothing store. And so they're in business now, and it's been really cool to watch.
And I think I love the beauty of the way God takes these unnatural interruptions of our lives. And if we are able to pivot, you've talked about this when we had the conversation prior to us recording, is that, you've had to learn how to pivot. But when we're able to respond to that, the beauty that comes out of it, and then the opportunity that comes out of it for these women to be able to actually not only change their lives, but have a generational change. I mean, multiple generations will have a different experience in their lives because of this moment for these women.
Hmm.
And so that's like such a God thing. Where else do you see God moving? Where do you see God moving in your team? Where do you see God moving in the future of El Pozo?
Yeah, with our education programs, like the prevention programs that we run in the schools, um, that has been an amazing pivot that we've made. Switching to a digital platform as opposed to an in-person platform. That's been really cool because we got Google involved and YouTube and Google Classroom, Google Education. They're all on board as we're moving all of our content online. And so, they're proposing for us to move or tailor our content to fit within Google Classroom so that it can go nationwide. YouTube is saying that they're going to help us open the channel, get influencers involved to promote that. It's been a really like learning experience for us, but we see that this platform doesn't only give us access to reach the students, but as a result of that, we've been having conversations with the Department of Transportation or the Mexico equivalent, the Secretary of Tourism, and we see that we can reach different sectors and different industries with this digital platform in these videos. We're looking at WhatsApp for content delivery or Facebook Messenger as content delivery, so that it's basically streamlined. And so I think innovation. The UN, I just had a call with the UN this past week, and they were really excited about this. Actually, they want us to share in this regional conference next week about the private sector and the public sector and how do we innovate together. And this has been it's been a very fruitful one, a fruitful partnership that we found with Google. So yeah, we're just really excited about how we can make these pivots happen.
So essentially, and I'm going to sort of bring it into the where God's doing it also plays into these opportunities, like the opportunities that God has presented for you guys in the midst of pandemic turns into the opportunities to expand not only the ability to care for those that have been trapped in cycles of prostitution and violence and all sorts of other things, but also to expand the influence you have to educate people to prevent them from ever getting into those cycles. And so I'm super excited about it. I'm glad that we get to partner with you. Like, it's such a blessing personally, but also for us as a church, it's such a blessing to be able to partner with you guys. And it's very clear that God's hands are all over what you guys are doing, that he keeps bringing you to tables that are places that you might not otherwise be without his favor and his hand on you. And as you continue, our prayer is that you continue to see more and more favor so that more and more people can experience freedom. And you guys are awesome. We love you guys.
Oh yeah, thank you so much, Josh, and thank you so much to the church and to the community there. We love you guys, and we're just trying to reflect Jesus's heart. I mean, you saw in his ministry, in his public ministry, he's always, with the masses and with the one, with the masses and with the one. And wherever we are, whether we're in the masses or with the one, we always want to give our 100%.
Yeah. So in the link of this video, you'll be able to find all the website information for Pozo de Vida, as well as the giving link for this Advent season, which will be under the Generous God, Generous People Fund. So Benny, thank you guys. God bless you guys. And we can't wait to have you guys back up post-pandemic to share what God's been doing.
Thank you.